Why are we retiring Conor McGregor? What's wrong with that word? Is that a bad word? Retire? Conor is not going to fight again. Is that terrible news? I ask because I read an article today. I read the article and then I had to make a phone call and reread the article because I got a little bit confused. So it goes like this. Dana White was interviewed. Conor McGregor will not be fighting Michael Chandler on the White House card. Let's go a step further. Dana White is not interested in booking Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler at all. The exact quote, that fight was a couple of years ago. Okay. Are you safe to infer that it's not just Conor versus Chandler won't be on the White House card? Are you safe to infer that Conor won't be on the White House card? Because that's what I'm gathering from this. And if that's right, would Conor ever fight again? Why? If he's now lost an opponent, the one thing that Conor had, we thought, was an opponent. Unfinished business with Michael Chandler. Not to mention, it makes a lot of sense. Conor said as much. Conor said, if he fights, he'll be fighting Chandler. Chandler has made it very clear that he wants that fight. They could do it at a catch weight, which is going to be important. Catch weight or welterweight. Conor's not going to be doing it at 155 pounds. The only thing I know about a Conor McGregor return is that it won't be at 155 pounds. But all of a sudden, you see where Chandler makes a lot of sense. There's no title on the line. There's not a ranking that would be interfered with. There's not a number one contendership. It's a fight about fun. Everything works. But if we remove Chandler from that equation, we don't get the result that this is all about fun either, generally. Or we would have to identify another fighter that doesn't affect the rankings, that could do it at a catch weight or 170, that isn't a contendership. Right? It's a strange thing where it almost becomes an insult. It almost becomes an insult to be the one that's selected. And if we're not going to do it at the White House, why are we pretending that we're ever going to do it? I don't know that we are. I'm just asking the question, like, why not just say retired? I remember where I was when Conor pulled out of the press conference, thus pulling out of the fight that was scheduled for International Fight Weekend that was against Michael Chandler. I remember where I was because I happened to have a camera on me and I was making a video, and I made a video to you guys and I told you this cancellation is synonymous with the word retired. He will not cancel this event and return to the sport. But we've really stayed away from that. Somewhere along the way, we get some training footage, and somewhere along the way, we get some headlines, and then we get this discussion of the White House. But after the conversation of the White House begins, and after the training footage begins to surface, we find out about a suspension. And the suspension is still ongoing. I used to know the dates on that. I looked at it. Off the top of my head, it ends in February, March. It's somewhere in there. But there was enough time to get cleared for the White House card. All right. If he doesn't fight Chandler, who does he fight? And if he doesn't fight Chandler, isn't obvious that he doesn't fight? And if he's not on the White House card, why would he be on any card? And I'm only asking these questions. I don't have the answer, but it still sounds like the pullout of the press conference and the cancellation of the first Michael Chandler fight is synonymous with the word retire. But we're just really strongly avoiding saying that. And there could be reason. I mean, you must understand, like here, let me just explain the politics behind it. Perhaps, I'm guessing, but perhaps. Conor McGregor is under contract. Red Panty Night is real. Conor McGregor is a draw. That's true. Conor McGregor can fill up a building. That's true. Conor McGregor can get your attention. That's true. So if you're a promoter and you've got the exclusive rights to a guy you would be the last one that would want to come out and go, he's retired, I'm never going to book him. If you're the one saying it, then he's free to go elsewhere, but you don't want him to go elsewhere. If he is going to do this service, right, the one and only commodity that a fighter has is the performance. If he's going to go out and do the punches and kicks, you want him to do it with you, as opposed to opening the door and being the one to let him go. Is that all that this is? I mean, should we be standing by thinking that Conor's going to get booked? Should we be holding up Michael Chandler's career? Dangling the idea that he might still get out with Conor? It sounds like at least that has stopped. If there's anything that we gathered from this, at least we know to go and book Michael Chandler with somebody else. And that's a big deal in his life. I just had dinner with Michael Chandler 2 nights ago. And this subject came up, and I can just tell you, he didn't know this. He did not know that the idea of him versus Conor was off the table. I did not know the idea of him versus Conor is off the table. I'm a little disappointed that the idea of him versus Conor is off the table, but there is a piece of good news, right? And the good news is, then let's not wait around. Let's find a new opponent. Let's let Conor finish out his suspension, whatever that is, and however close we are to exhausting that. And let's get somebody new for Michael Chandler.